You have closed a news tab in frustration, haven't you? It is too complex, too exhausting, or perhaps you feel that no one truly holds the answer. You stare at the blank screen for a moment, the silence of the room contrasting with the digital noise you just silenced. I felt the same. I grew tired of the endless cycle of headlines that offer nothing but heat. So, I decided to look for answers in an unlikely place. Not CNN, not the White House, but in the minds of scholars from the Joseon dynasty, 500 years ago. Why look back so far? This kingdom survived for 5 centuries. It faced Chinese pressure, Japanese invasions, and internal strife. Yet, through it all, Joseon scholars kept asking one core question: how can a human live with dignity? Whether it was war, diplomacy, or power, they always returned to that single point. As Iran, Israel, and the US aim weapons at one another today, that question remains vital. It is the anchor we have lost. I have selected 4 of their teachings to share with you, to see if their resilience can offer us a way forward. The first teaching is simple. Know your enemy and know yourself, and you will not be in danger in 100 battles. We often treat this as a manual for conquest, a way to sharpen a blade, but the Joseon scholars read it differently. They saw it as a desperate plea for genuine understanding. Look at the Middle East today. Do these nations truly grasp each other's history, their deepest fears, or the scars that drive their actions? Trying to win a conflict without understanding the human on the other side is the root of our current failure. But there is a second, deeper layer to this. The scholar Jung Yak-yong left us a warning. The people are the root of the nation. When the root is strong, the nation is at peace. Jung lived this truth. He walked among the farmers, documented the rot of corruption, and listened to the voices that the palace ignored. Jung Yak-yong's words were not meant for a library. They were meant for the living. Today, we see that root being severed. Look at the images coming from Gaza, the streets of Lebanon, and the tense, quiet corners of Iran. These are not just tactical zones on a map. These are places where the rhythm of ordinary life has been violently dismantled. A child's school day, a merchant's mourning, a family's dinner. These are the roots of a nation, and they are being crushed under the weight of strategic ambition. When we hear leaders speak of victory, we must look at what is actually being destroyed. It is not just infrastructure or military assets. It is the very foundation of human existence. If Jeong were standing in the rubble of these cities today, he would not be counting the casualties of an enemy force. He would be asking a much harder question. Are you destroying an enemy, or are you destroying humanity? We have forgotten that when you burn the root to kill the weed, you kill the soil itself. The cost of this war is the humanity we lose every single day. There is a third teaching, one that cuts deeper than the rest. Confucius once said, "To err and not correct it is the real error." This is not a gentle suggestion. It is a terrifying mirror held up to the face of every leader and every nation. We know that mistakes are inevitable. A wrong turn in diplomacy, a flawed policy, a miscalculation of force, these things happen. But the true danger is not the initial mistake. It is the reaction that follows. When a nation realizes it has strayed, it faces a choice. Some stop, they admit the fault, they pull back, and they seek a different path. But others? They double down. They commit a second crime to hide the first, a third to bury the second, and a fourth to silence the witnesses. They build a mountain of atrocities just to keep their original error from seeing the light of day. Look at the headlines today. Every time they choose to cover their tracks with more fire and more blood, they prove that they have lost the capacity for self-reflection. Finally, we reach the dream of the Joseon scholars. The world is not for one person. It belongs to everyone. They called this the Great Harmony. It is a vision of a world where no one goes hungry and no one lives in fear. Look at the wars today. They are the exact opposite. They are a world where the decisions of a few destroy the lives of millions. It is easy to feel small, to feel that the world is broken beyond repair. But if those scholars 500 years ago, living through invasions and strife, did not give up on that dream, why should we? The world belongs to everyone. I hope these words reach you today. This is Chugumi, where the wisdom of Korea meets the world. If this story resonated with you, a single click on the subscribe button helps create the next one. See you in the next video.